Hey guys, how's it going? So this video is gonna go through, I think, like 4 things. What's happening with Offset Yoyo, where it was, where it is now, where it's going, and it's also going to announce the opening of pre-orders for the Mobius. If you guys aren't interested in any of the backstory, you can click the timestamp down below to go straight to the drop information, but in terms of everything else, this is where we're at. So the question that I have been dodging on this channel is, what's happening with Offset Yoyo? And it's been a tough question because I haven't had a good answer for a while. Now, if we start at the beginning, Offset Yoyo was started by a kid named Nicholas Grant, and it was completely removed from me. I didn't have anything to do with it. He started it up and he got to a point where he made a few yo-yos, and then he kind of reached out to me and he was like, Brandon, do you want to do this together? And at the time, I was super young as well. I probably would have been like 18, 19, and I'd be like, yeah, 100%, let's do this. Let's start up this yo-yo company, let's do it. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be great. And then we kind of fused together. I was kind of the face. I did the yo-yoing, I did the talking, I did the announcing. He did all the camera stuff and he did all of the design work, and it kind of like coalesced like that. So we made yo-yos like the Mobius, we made the Outlier, we made the Variant, and it was a good time. And then at around 2018, 2019, it began to crumble a little bit. And by no means, like, Nick and I are still best of friends. Like, he comes over almost like every second day. But what happened was that Nick wanted to do something outside of yo-yoing. And I was at that point where I wasn't really sure where I fit in the yo-yoing community anymore. I'd become this yo-yo unboxer, yo-yo reviewer, and I kind of fell into that because it wasn't really what I most enjoyed doing, but it was just the easiest content to put out. I had gotten so used to opening yo-yos on camera, playing with them, saying my thoughts on them, and just throwing them on the internet, is that was all this channel did. It was just yo-yo reviews, yo-yo unboxings. And I had become so unpassionate about it. And at that time, it was kind of like the dark ages for this channel. I wasn't really into it. I was posting videos, but I wasn't doing it consistently. I would do it every once a couple months. My yo-yoing dropped, my competitive rankings dropped. The amount of times I posted on this channel dropped, and then Nick was fading out of the yo-yo world as well. He had wanted to do kind of different things, and at that point we kind of converged. So Nick was like, I'm happy to do the video work, I'm happy to do the photography stuff, but I just don't want to invest anymore in this company. I'm happy for you to kind of take it over. So I was like, cool. I took it, and then I didn't do anything with it for about a year and a half. But the thing was that I never let it go. You know, every time I look at Offset Yoyo, all I see is potential. I see this outlet from which I can kind of add real value to the yo-yoing community, and I was never at a point where I'm like, you know what, I'm giving up. It was always in the back of my mind. It was always there. I always wanted to say that it's still a thing, even though I hadn't worked on it for like a year and a half. And where we're at now is I'm back on this channel. I'm more enthusiastic about yo-yoing than ever, and I really want to start bringing Offset back. And I think the first logical progression to this is A, kind of just develop my yo-yoing skill up a little bit, and then B, develop the channel up a little bit, and then C, then kind of try to build out Offset. If I couldn't do A or B, it's like the foundation isn't there. So now that my yo-yoing skill is a little bit, you know, I'm playing a lot more regularly now, and I've been posting, you know, a little bit more regularly than I have in the last few years. The next piece is Offset, and there's big plans coming up. In fact, we're working on 2 projects that I'm going to be talking about right now. The first one is we're doing an Outlier redesign. We're basically redesigning the Outlier so that it is relevant for the 2020 landscape. It is competitive as hell, it's catchable as hell. I'm really excited to be showing it to you guys. It's not ready yet. I think it needs a few more prototypes before it's ultimately ready, but then when it's out, you guys will know about it. It will be plastered all over this channel, all over the YouTube channel, everywhere, so you won't be able to miss it. And then, in the meantime, right now, is the Mobius. And the Mobius was Offset's first proper bimetal yo-yo, and I think it's a really good yo-yo to this day. Now, the Mobius, it's an interesting fact because the Mobius never really had its go. We never pulled the trigger on the Mobius because what happened was that when we launched it the first time, we launched it at this ridiculous price point, and you know, there's no real excuse for why we launched it there. It didn't resonate with anyone. No one knew what Offset Yoyo was. They knew me, but they were like, I'm not gonna buy a $150 yo-yo from an unknown brand. So now what we've done is we're relaunching it. It's gonna be a very similar design. We've tweaked a few things. We've softened the rims to make it more comfortable in the hand, and we've thinned up the gap a little bit. But essentially, this is the Mobius. And for those of you who've never seen the original promo video for the Mobius, you should see it there. The yo-yo looks very, very similar to the one that was used there. The only difference is it's got a slightly thinner gap and slightly more rounded rims. And those are dropping pre-orders right about now. The only thing we didn't put in is a red render. I'm trying to get pictures of like a red render to kind of see what the color would actually look like, but it's gonna be like hot rod red. So there's gonna be a blue, there's gonna be a black, and there's gonna be a red, and then pre-orders are open down below. And for those of you who've been wanting to get an Offset yo-yo, who've been wanting to support this channel, who've been wanting to kind of just buy something that I've worked on personally or that I'm a part of, that's a way you can do that. So I would really appreciate every single order that comes through. And what that allows me to do is to reinvest that into getting a run of Outliers, or reinvest that into getting the next yo-yo that we're gonna make. And I think I'm ready to really take up Offset again and try to bring it back to where it was, and also try to elevate it to where it was before. For those of you who don't know, there's also a thing called the Offset Yoyo Podcast. If you guys click the links down below, you can see the Offset Yoyo Podcast there. Oh, and one more thing, keep in mind that down the link below is pre-orders. So I've been told by the manufacturer that the yo-yos will be shipped to us by late October. So then you'll need to kind of have maybe a week or two for me to be able to ship it from here to you guys, the end consumer. So it's gonna take a little bit more time to get the Mobius because it's a pre-order, and I thought I would just really like to underscore that just in case anyone's a little bit confused. So thank you so much everyone for continuing to tune into this channel, for continuing to support me with everything I do, and I'm really excited with where Offset Yoyo is going, and with what I want to do with it for the foreseeable future. So I hope this answers the question as to what's happening with Offset Yoyo, what's going on, and I hope to see you guys with more awesome videos tomorrow. So any comments, questions, criticisms, post them down below, and I'll see you guys next time.